Hey guys, so today I'm obviously in a different setting. I'm in my backyard. I wanted something different for my background because I'm getting a little bored with just like my bedroom. I really want to improve my quality of my videos and put out different types of videos for you guys so you just can get to know me better and get to know my personality better. I'm super goofy and really silly, and I'm just a jokester, and I'm kind of weird, but I'm okay with it. And I wanted to make a different video today, and it's just a beautiful day outside. It's a little windy and my hair is really pissing me off, but we're just gonna work with it because yeah. So this video is inspired by a fellow YouTuber. I don't know her personally. Let me just tell you what her name is. Jenny69. She's very well known on Instagram, basically on all different types of social media platforms. She has a series on her channel called Chisme of the Week, and if you guys do not know, she is also a Latina. If you guys didn't know, I'm sure you know if you are a follower of hers. She's Mexican and but was born in the United States like me. But I was born in the United States and my family is from Puerto Rico. My mom and my dad are both from Puerto Rico. So I do speak Spanish. I do speak Spanish fluently, and I figured like we could have a chisme of the week because I know that there's a lot of chismosos out there, and I'm gonna call this my chisme chair. I feel like La Comay. If you guys know who La Comay is, comment down below. I used to watch that all the time when I was younger. I have a hair in my nose. I used to watch La Comay all the time when I was younger on Univision, and I used to watch all those like little telenovelas and stuff like that. Well, not me, really. I would just watch it because like my mom was watching it and she wouldn't let me change the channel. So yeah. Anyway, so we're just gonna get on to the chisme. This is not a chisme that's happened like recently. This happened kind of a long time ago, but I really want to share this because this is probably one of the most craziest things that's ever happened to me ever. I mean, it was really crazy. Okay, so as you can tell by the title of this video, this is going to be a Tinder date gone wrong. So let me just explain why I got a Tinder, because I used to always be against it because of just like, I've known girls that have been on Tinder and it's just like, I see what the guys like tell them and see how the guys talk to them, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know about that. I don't know, because it just seems like a hookup site to me. Like guys are just wanting to hook up, and there's like guys on vacation, like, you know, here, and they just want, you know, a little quickie, if you know what I'm saying. So anyways, I just felt like that's how Tinder was. So I just got out of a breakup. I think it was maybe like 5 months out of my last relationship. I've been broken up with my ex-boyfriend for like 2 years, but this was like probably 5 or 6 months after we broke up, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna try Tinder. So I downloaded the app, and you know, I put some cute shit in my bio, and I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss. I don't know, but anyways, I'm a really big potty mouth and I really have to hold it in because I can't help it, but lo siento, okay? So anyways, so I downloaded Tinder, and I obviously, like, there was no one to tell me, like, beware of this and beware of that, and there's catfish and da-da-da-da. So I'm like, okay, you know, it's just common sense, okay? So I just got caught up with the wrong guy, and this is what happened. I matched with this guy. I'm not gonna say any names. We're just gonna call him John. Let's call him John. So I matched with John. He super liked me, actually. And I'm like, okay, he's really cute. Like, his pictures were super handsome. And I'm not like a shallow person. Like, for me, I don't think that looks are absolutely everything. Obviously, that's like the first thing you look at is like a person's appearance, their smile, their eyes, their body, you know, stuff like that. But I really enjoy someone that can make me laugh and has a good personality and stuff like that. So we were talking, whatever, on Tinder, going back and forth, and he was really cool. He wasn't being disrespectful. I'm really big on respect. He wasn't being disrespectful. He was, you know, he didn't ask me for anything inappropriate. Like, he wasn't asking me for my number or anything like that. So we were talking on Tinder for like 2 days, and then finally he asked for my cell phone number. So I'm like, you know what, this guy's really cool. I'm gonna give him my number. So I gave him my number. He starts texting me, and then like, I would not text him back because I would be at work. I wouldn't text him back, and then he'll like double text me. Not all the time, but sometimes he would, and he would just be like, oh, okay, well, I knew this was too good to be true, or like stuff like that. I'm just like, dude, we've been talking for like a week. Like, you need to chill. Muchas gracias. So I just kind of was like turned off by that a little bit because I don't like when guys are like that. But I kind of just like looked past it and I was like, okay, whatever. I'm sorry the lighting keeps changing. I'm obviously outside and this is natty lighting, so sorry. The next day, you know, after he like was like double texting me and stuff, I was kind of like weirded out by that. We texted, whatever. It was never on a level where he was like, oh, good night, beautiful, and like it was just kind of like we would talk during the day and like we wouldn't really say good morning or good night. Like I would either text him or he would text me. It was usually like him texting me because I don't know, I just worked all the time and I just really didn't even care to go on dates. I just had Tinder just because, I don't know, it's just like the thrill when you match with someone and you're like, oh my god, I don't know. I liked it in that aspect. I wasn't really wanting to go on any dates, but this guy seemed really sweet and he seemed really nice and blah blah blah. And he asked me if I wanted to go get coffee. So I'm like, oh yeah, heck yeah, I love Starbucks, let's go. So he was like, you want to meet at a Starbucks? So there's a lot of Starbucks around me where I live, but I wanted to be like extra public because this is like my first date in a really long time and I really didn't know him. So I was like, okay. And his pictures on his Tinder, like he looked like a cool guy. He didn't look like creepy or anything, and you know, he was a bit older, so I like older guys. That's just what I like. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go on this date. Why not? I mean, fuck it, whatever. So I tell him to meet me at a Kroger because the Kroger where I live in my like little city, in my town, there's a Starbucks in the Kroger, and I know a lot of Krogers are like that. So there was a Starbucks in my Kroger, and I meet him at the Kroger, at the Starbucks. So the Starbucks has like a little lounge, okay? So I'm sitting in a chair in the lounge, you know, and he told me he wanted to meet at a certain time, like let's just say 3. So it was like 3:15 and I'm like, you know what, I'm not waiting for this guy anymore. He is not that special. I am not gonna wait. I'm just very impatient. So like there's a guy sitting across the lounge just looking at me, and then every time I would text like this guy, I texted him twice. I texted him when I got there, I was like, hey, I got here, and then I texted him when I was about to leave, like, hey, like I have to be somewhere. I really didn't have to be somewhere, I was off that day, but I just was like, you know, I gotta go, like I'm not gonna wait anymore. So every time I texted him, the guy across the lounge would like look at his phone, and I'm like, this is weird, and I started to get really uncomfortable, and I had like a really bad like feeling in my gut, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave. So I get up to leave, and then I hear someone say Sheriel, and I'm like, so I turn around, and it was the guy that was sitting across the lounge, and it was like, I would say maybe he was like 40, not a good looking guy. I mean, I like older guys, but not that much older than me. I mean, my dad's like 40 something, so that was just really weird to me. Like he was just an older guy, like he honestly could pass for my dad, like he looked like my dad. So I was like, oh hell no, no, I did not just get catfished, you guys, I got catfished. So anyways, so I'm walking out and I turn around and I'm just like, do I know you? Because I was kind of like, do I know you? Like, oh yeah, like I'm John. We were talking on Tinder. And I kind of looked at him and I was like backing up and I was like, yeah, but why are you using someone else's pictures? Like, what if I'm like lying about my age and I'm 16? Like that's really gross, that's weird. I'm not 16, I'm 20 years old. I will be 21 on March 28th, so my birthday's next month. But anyways, so I'm like, that's really weird. Like you're doing that, you shouldn't be using other people's pictures, like that's like a privacy thing. It's really weird. If you want, like, and he wasn't like that, like he wasn't ugly, like he could easily find somebody for him, but I guess he just liked younger girls, or I don't know. So he was like, you told me you were cool, and like you were like cool, why are you doing this? Like you're probably just one of those shallow bitches, and that's what he said to me. And I'm like, oh no, he didn't. So you know what, I leave Kroger, I get in my car, and I'm like, skirt! I get in my car, and I'm like running away from this guy because I'm like so freaked out. And I was basically running to my car so he didn't see, like I was looking behind me, like making sure he wasn't following me, and I kept like going to my car, like running to my car, so I'm like, oh my god, I can't let him find out like what car I drive. So I get in my car and I skirt like back to my house, and my phone's in my purse as I'm driving. I get home, I get my phone, and I have like 12 unread messages. And it's all like, oh my God, I can take care of you. I love you. Please come back. Love at first sight. Like crazy shit. Like he was saying things like, I want to put a baby in you. You don't have to work, and like, I'll take care of you. Like, I'll pay this, I'll pay that. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm like, this guy is psychotic. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna block his number. So I blocked his number. I didn't hear from him for a couple days. I think it was like midweek where I met with him. I think it might have been a Wednesday. So this particular incident happens like sometime in 2016, right? Yeah, like early 2016. So I was working at this club, and I was a shot girl at this club, and there's not many clubs where I live, like, or that people go to. And I remember not ever telling this guy where I worked. Like, I never told him where I worked. My Tinder did not say where I worked. Like, I didn't tell anybody where I worked at all. Just because it's like a privacy thing. I'm sorry, it's windy outside and I have hair all over my face. So I'm at work, and the lady at the front desk comes up to me, and when it's slow, like, we'll just sit in the back, like, you know, with the bartenders and like talk and stuff. And the lady from the front desk, she's like, there's this guy that keeps calling saying he's your boyfriend. You need to text your boyfriend and tell him to stop calling, and if it's an emergency, he needs to text you. And I was like, I don't have a boyfriend. So then in my head, I'm like, oh shit, it was the guy. He called my job. I don't know how he found out where I worked. Maybe like he sent his friend in, or maybe he saw my car outside, or maybe he followed me. Guys, I really don't know, but I was really freaked out at that point, because I'm like, I never told him where I worked. I never even gave him a clue that I was like working at a club or anything. So I was like really scared, and at this point, because I'm like, oh my God. So then I tell the security guard, I'm like, can you please walk me to my car, because this guy that keeps calling, like, I don't know, like, I never told him where I worked. I didn't even go on a date with him. He basically catfished my ass, and now he knows where I work. So if he found out where I work, I'm scared that he's gonna find out where I live, so blah blah blah. So anyways, the next day I come into work. I come in on a Saturday. He called on a Friday, come in on a Saturday, and I'm in the back again, because it was like early Saturday. I think I went in at like 8 or 9 p.m. And I was in the back once again with the bartenders, and the lady from the front desk goes, okay, your boyfriend's here, and I told you, like, you need it, because the lady from the front desk was like a little bitch, and she was always super rude. So she was like, I told you that you need to tell him. And I'm like, I told you I don't have a boyfriend. Like, I'm not going out there. I don't know who it is. I don't have a boyfriend. And she's like, well, you need to go over there and tell him to leave. I'm like, why don't you send the security guards over there? So I'm like, you know what? Okay. So I grab one of the security guards. I'm like, you need to come with me and see who this guy is. I already knew. I kind of had a feeling it was going to be like John, but I had to make sure. So anyways, so I go to the front with the security guard. I got like the swollest, like, biggest security guard. I go over there, and I'm like, oh my God, it was John. It was John, you guys, and my heart dropped. I'm like, how did you find out where I worked? He was like, one of my friends told me he saw you here. And he was just like stuttering. Like, I feel like he low-key followed me, but he like lied and said one of his friends saw me. I mean, maybe that was the case, but I feel like he was lying. So the security guard's like, man, you need to leave. And I'm like, please, like, do not ever let him back in here ever again. They're like, what's his last name? And I'm like, I don't know, because they were going to try to write his name just in case he came in, and they could, like, they have like a list of people who can't come in, because, like, you know, like clubs, like, people like to start problems, and there's like a no entry list or whatever. So I'm like, I don't know his last name. Like, I matched with him on Tinder, and it ended up being someone else. Like, I don't even know if that's his real name, like, blah, blah, blah. So I was really scared, because, like, I really didn't know who this person was. So then, that happens. He got kicked out. He never came back to my job. I ended up quitting that place anyways, like, I think a month or two after that. So I'm at the dentist with my mom, and I get 3 missed calls from this number. And usually, like, I'll have like missed calls from random places just because someone else used to have my number. So I called back, and it was like one of those like texting apps. I think Text Now or Text Free or something like that, because when you called, it was like a voicemail, but it was like, it said something like da-da-da-da text free. Like, that's what it said. So I'm like, okay, this is weird. And then in my head, I'm like, oh my God, please, like, I don't want it to be John. Like, I'm so scared. So then I get a text message from the number. It's like, hey, it's John. I'm so sorry I showed up at your work. I just miss your beautiful face and miss looking into your eyes, like weird stuff. So I'm like, oh my God. So I blocked that number. He texted me on another number. I didn't answer, blocked that number. He called me, and my mom was like, do you want me to talk to him? I'm like, no, Mom, like, it's fine. Like, I'll handle it, da-da-da, like, I'll handle it. She's like, what's his name? What's his name? Call the police, call the police. So I'm like, Mom, no, it's fine. Like, I really don't even know who this guy is. I don't know his name. Like, it's just, I feel like this happens to a lot of people, like, all the time. You know, my mom, of course, is, like, really worried. So finally, he texts me off another number. I literally had to block 5 different numbers. 5. And so finally, I texted him back and pretended to be my dad. And I was like, you know, basically like, hey, if you don't stop texting my daughter, I'm a city cop and I'll come to your house and arrest you and she'll get a restraining order and it'll be on your record forever. Like, I don't know. I really don't remember what I said, like, verbatim. Like, I don't remember, like, exactly what I texted him. But I know it was something really scary because he never contacted me after that. And yeah, so that was my Tinder date gone wrong. I actually have a couple other Tinder dates that went wrong, and that's exactly why I don't think I will ever get Tinder again. Maybe when I move, I might get Tinder again just for fun. Maybe I'll film it, like my Tinder experience. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want more Chismes of the week, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you, Jenny69, for inspiring me to do this video. Her Chismes of the weeks are so fucking funny. She's so blunt. I love it. So make sure you subscribe to her channel. I don't really think that I'm gonna be sending people over to her channel because her channel is like 100 times bigger than mine. But if you're not subscribed to her channel, I highly recommend checking her out. She's very blunt and very, like, tells you how it is. So if you do not like that, do not subscribe to her channel, because I mean, if you don't like it, then why are you gonna watch? You know what I mean? But if you don't like me, if you don't like this type of video, that's okay. You don't gotta watch, it's fine. But if you do, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!